everyone. I wanted to share with you a conversation that I had with a person who's become a significant figure in my life over the last few years. We first connected because of our mutual love for the Tabali community, and that love has led us to become collaborators in multiple ongoing projects. This person actually wears a lot of feathers on her cap, starting with being a community leader, an organizer, a philanthropist, a wonderful mother, and I could only imagine she is the most fun grandmother. She is actually from Southern Mindanao as well, particularly Soxargen, just like myself. She graduated summa cum laude from her alma mater, Notre Dame University of General Santos City. And just like me, she also immigrated to the United States. And eventually, she did have the honor of becoming the first ever faculty affairs coordinator at the Brown University School of Engineering. Beyond her professional career, she also had an incredible record as an entrepreneur and a creative. She partnered with her husband in running and operating Crafts and Baskets for 27 years. This business venture featured the Bali handicrafts, and they brought it over from Mindanao all the way here to the United States. At the same time, she's been a floral artist for those many decades as well. Showing her versatility, not just in being a community leader, but as an artist as well. Their partnership has led to a lifetime legacy of community empowerment. Among their most important accomplishments is the establishment of the Howard-based library network, which has provided over 75,000 books to 51 libraries all over the Philippines. In 2019, this couple actually received an incredible award, which is the International Community Service Award at the People's Ball in 2019. I could go on and on about the wonderful traits of this person I'm talking about, but in this very moment, I am most proud to say that she's actually a board advisor for our nonprofit organization, the Dreamweaver Collective. So, without much further ado, I would like to share with you and invite you to watch the conversation I had with my dear friend and mentor, Tita Prima Gipo Howard. Tune in.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to your living rooms and for Cecile to thinking of this.
Of course, not a problem at all. So, I've been wanting to do this with you anyway, and we've been speaking over the last 3 weeks because of this special collaboration project that we're doing. So, I'm glad we finally have the opportunity to actually do something like this. So, all right, let's start from the very, very beginning because I feel like we could talk, for hours. But I'm gonna do my best to be like really concise. Let's start from the beginning about your origin and your connection to the Taboli community. So, can you take us back to your very first time in Lake Cebu as a young teacher in the 1970s? What do you remember most about living with the Taboli, and what really struck you, in those moments about this group of people?
Um, the I think the most memorable time is when I met all the students that I'm going to teach. And I came probably about a week before school starts, and the teachers were assigned in a girls' dorm, and part of the dorm has uh, quarters for the teachers, and the kids stay with us 20 we're living together 24 hours a day, so but the smiles on their faces, and I could still remember how they clung to you like you were friends and you had just met. And I think that's up to this day, that's the memory that I will remember.
Wow. And what were the ages of these students, Tita?
Well, the ones in the dorm, they're actually there because they live so many. There's a criteria. They live so many kilometers away that if they go home, they won't be able to come back the next day in time for school. So if they're, I don't know how many kilometers they have to be, but when they live far from the school, then they stay in the dorm. So I'd say maybe from fourth grade until sixth grade, or maybe younger than that. I'm not sure, but they are there because they live far from school.
Oh my goodness. Wow. So, I mean, I know you grew up in General Santos City, right?
Right.
So,
I'm a city girl.
yes, yes, you are exactly. So, I'm really curious about, what sort of motivated you to live your comfortable, cushy city girl life and travel, like, all the way up to the mountains of Lake Cebu.
Yeah. Well, actually, my sister had already was my sister Nana. She was a community development person, and she worked with the Philippine Rural Reconstruction Movement in Luzon. And if every summer, she would have me. She would uh, invite me to go with her, and we went to the Tiruray and the Bilaan and all that. So I know I went there to teach at Lake Cebu, but there's always that community development aspect of it. So I was working at the bank and it's air conditioned, and my mom could not understand when I'm going to the mountain and all that. But there was something in me because I worked at the bank for 2 years while I'm still going to college. Then I work at the college as a secretary of the director, and I don't find fulfilling. There's money, but you know what I mean. So I said, oh, maybe I'll try community development, and I went to Marbel, but I was hired by the Passionist priests, but the project fell apart. So one day, Sir Al, he and I were already friends at the Notre Dame College because he was teaching there. So one day he stopped by and he said, you know, Father Rex is looking for teachers. And I had just graduated from my BSE, Bachelor's of Arts in Education. So he said, why don't you apply? And that's the start of it.
Oh, okay. So let me clarify. At this time, this was a job offer. This wasn't like let's just go over there and check it out.
Yes, I
Yeah.
have to. Yeah, I had to apply, and then, but I was in Marbel, and then Father Rex was there at the convento, and I gave him my application form, and
Mm.
then I went home to Jensen, and then there was a telegram to report to Lake Cebu. That was it. So that's the start of it.
Oh my goodness. Do you still remember what year this was?
1972. I was
Oh,
21.
wow, that's amazing. And I
Yeah, I could remember because my my roommates at the dorm, Shoni and I have a August birthday, and Rose the toy also. We have the same August month birthday, and we all celebrated our birthday. And I just turned 22 when I got there.
goodness. Wow, that's incredible. I mean,
Yeah,
I know you have a sharp memory anyway, so you would have remembered regardless.
not bad for a 75-year-old, right?
Exactly, exactly. No one could tell. I won't tell if you won't tell. All right. So here's my next question for you.
Uh-huh.
Many people spend time, in a particular community, whenever they travel, or maybe they do a little bit of a, summer volunteer work, summer stint, right? And
Yeah.
they would carry some fun memories with them. But not everyone commits to a lifetime of advocacy. And as you've said, you are now 75. This started when you were 21. So over 50, 50 years of
Yeah.
commitment to the Tabali community. What was the moment of a realization that made you decide that you weren't just going to be that wasn't just going to be a blip, in your life, that you're gonna take this on and you were gonna embody this community as you walk through life.
I think when you are in Lake Cebu, it's a life-changing experience. and you were born there, you know how it goes, so, but all my life, I lived a sheltered life, and I was number six in a family of eight. So I'm a little bit more pampered than the others, you know what I mean? So once I went to Lake Cebu, I only taught for around 5 months maybe, because Father Rex was looking for somebody um, to jumpstart, to pioneer the development office. We called it promotions office at the time. People, when I tell people at the city, I'm the manager of the promotions office. Oh, can I apply so you can hire me or something like that? I said it's not that. I said I look for funds for the mission, and the at that point, Sir Al is also working there, and so the two of us were really a very good fit because I mean, work wise, he was the photographer, and I'm the one that he writes the proposal. I'm the one that puts it together so that we could send it to USAID, Catholic Relief Services, and all international nonprofits. So I saw the need. We had like 500 pupils at that time. We were only trying to, we have the program that Father Rex started called Adopt a Child program, that $60 a month a person in the US can sponsor a kid so they can go to school and they get free school, 2 meals a day, free uniform, and all that. So seeing that in teaching you can also impart, it can be an important part of your or your role in the mission. But in fundraising, I saw that this can transform lives, so without the funding from the outside, we couldn't really exist as a mission. So I think it was instilled in me that there is that need all the time, and I don't know what it is, but it's just like, okay, now they still need me, I'm still gonna do it. I guess that's how I could explain it the best.
Yeah, and it feels wonderful too to know that you can contribute to your community, and
Mhm.
in return, it brings a lot of fulfillment, not just to the people receiving,
Right, right, yeah, for us too.
it's mostly really too for us who
Mhm.
are being advocates
Yeah,
for this cause. It feels good to contribute, to be part of the community, and to know that your small effort can contribute to big change, big impact. I agree with you. I do truly believe that each one of us, we're all looking for opportunities to participate, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
sometimes we
yeah.
just don't know how, or we don't know where or whom. And it's you've made it your priority in life to tell people that this is what you should support,
Yes, yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I want to backtrack a little bit, to the hospital because, well, like you said, I was born there. I was born in the very hospital that you, Tito Al, Mr. Howard, and yourself, raised funds for in order for it
Yes,
to be built,
yes.
right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So our journeys are intertwined. Mentioned that from the very beginning. From your perspective, how does it feel to now, be collaborating 50 years on with the next generation of Dreamweavers, including myself, at the same time, Sir Michael Angelo Yambog, who is our program coordinator in Lake Cebu, and then our very new, our very new volunteer, Miss Shine
Assistant.
Malana, who's also like you, of 21 years old, just freshly graduated from school. How does it feel to be working with a new batch of community leaders, and to see this mission continuing not only, from Lake Cebu, but also here in New York in 2025, Tita?
Yeah, it's I was making a comment to my son the other day. I said, I've never been so hyped in my life for a project. You've seen me do other projects like the library. We sent 85,000 books to the Philippines and 58 libraries. You've seen that. My advocacy with the Notre Dame and scholarships there. But this is something different because I look at some pictures and pictures that my husband took when we were there. So when this when let me share a side story.
Please.
So when my husband, Sir Al, I still call him Sir Al when I'm talking to people like you, but when I came in June 1972. He and another Peace Corps volunteer named Dari Anderson. Everybody in my group during that time knows Dari. They also came to help Father Rex because at that time Father Rex was building up the mission. So I was working with we work together, the departments work together. So Dari is with Tuboli Products. We have to credit her for preserving all of this we're wearing now. Because back then this was just utility, this is for pretty and this is their everyday clothes, right? So this is special clothes for us now. But back then it's utility. So there's no money. They just make it because they have to wear it. You know what I mean? So the Father X idea is that if we could market this, then there's livelihood for the artisans. During that time, um, I don't think we could even find 4 or 5 Tinalak weavers in all of Lake Cebu of 18,000 people during that time. So we would go to the mountains and I played like interpreter for Dari because she's American, right? And she knows Tagalog, but the other languages, it's not really well versed. So I don't speak to Boli yet at that time. I've only been there for 6 months, but I can talk Ilonggo and they can understand me. So I would interpret for her. And there's a picture that Tito Al took of me and Dari while she was interviewing and I was translating. Those are the images that are in my head. And so when I see the current weavers, I think of those nila na their grandparents who came before them who were the Tinalak weavers. And I always ask our weavers, did you study it? And they would say, no, ma'am. I said, we see it. And then I just learned from watching. So it's like an osmosis kind of thing. Um, and then, so now I say to myself, back then we tried to help buy their products. We invested our life savings and so we can sell it here in the US, but we were not successful. And then so now when this came along, especially Yaman, when it came along, I see future for our artisans. And at the same time, you were also creating the drum weavers. So there's always a time for everything. But I think back of those times, and those are probably the pivotal times when I decided I want to do this all over again.
Yeah. Synchronicity. That's what it
Mm,
is.
yeah,
There's
good
alignment.
word.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. And like as you know, when we met in 2019, I told you I was very upfront with you. I said, Tita, these are my dreams. Um, and you said,
I said, are you nuts?
yes, you did say that, but you also reassured me, that we can make it happen.
Yeah.
And I think we were briefly interrupted, by the pandemic. We had
Yes. Mhm.
intentions, but
Mhm.
COVID happened. So, but then, the last couple of years, there's been, a resurgence in the interest in terms of these types of like wonderful, wonderful creations. And again, timing is really
Yes. It's
everything, right?
everything.
It's
Everything.
all of the efforts, that you and Sir Al, that you've put into this, decades into this, as well as, Sir Michael, his volunteer work, our artisans, they've spent many years, working and training, harnessing their skills. The same
Yes.
time, Dreamweaver Collective as well, we're really ripe to take on something like this, and it's
Yes.
all converging into this
Yes.
beautiful occasion, Yaman, New York City. And yay, let's cover hands for a second. And we just have in the span of 3 weeks, you probably been like speaking with the organizers, Jerry and Edwin, nonstop for the last,
Yeah.
I want to say 3 or 4 weeks.
It's
And
only 13 days, Cecile.
really, it feels like forever.
I'm counting.
Really? Gosh. Yes, I'm sure. We would be remiss, if we
Yeah.
didn't mention Tita Darlene,
Yes.
who
Hmm.
connected all of this.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so now we're at this point, okay? So
Hmm.
yes, all right. Now I want to talk about, the urgency of this situation, right? So the artisan's work is world class. That we've established that, because you wouldn't have brought it here years ago,
Yes.
decades ago, if you didn't believe in the product. And
Mhm.
obviously we're wearing it right now. We're
Yes.
showcasing it.
Yes. I'm proud of it.
Exactly. We know that, it deserves to be seen,
Yes.
on the global stage, right?
Mhm.
But their livelihoods are still very fragile. Our weavers still, they are the most talented people in the world, but, still, they struggle with getting these beautiful creations to market. They don't have stable income. And most of our dream weavers are actually breadwinners of their families.
Yes.
They use whatever income they have to put food on a table and
Mhm.
to send their children to school, and everyday needs that they need to
Yes. They
fulfill,
need to
right?
meet. Yeah. Hmm.
So why is participating, in Yaman NYC in October, right, which is a 3-day showcase of like Filipino creativity, Filipino artistry. Why is this such an important opportunity for them? And how will the funds raised through our GoFundMe, campaign going to change the lives of our Dreamweavers?
Well, remember when Tita Darlene told me that we should do it and all that, and I said I will support you, but I would warn you that we may not be ready, so we may just want to wait it out and next year, do it next year. But then things happened. We met Sir Edwin, we met Sir Jerry, and it seems like we can't stop. There's like a force in us that can stop. I mean, I would sleep at night and then I would be thinking Yaman. I would thinking of our artisans and all that. And I see an opportunity because for 27 years, I was like them. I created stuff and I have to find a market for it. And we traveled, sometimes we would travel 35, 40 weeks out of 54 to arts and craft shows, and my kids grew up from that, so I saw that I could make this beautiful stuff, but I can just put it on my wall, for instance, right now here, I have to sell it to make a living. And it's in the same token, our artisans are in that position. They just keep making because they enjoy it, but they also need to have some money for their daily needs, right? So the urgency is, here comes the Yaman. It's a very, very good opportunity for us to showcase their work, display all this in our booth and then see people jumping up and down for finding something that they like. That's to us is a reward already. But the biggest reward is that our artisans, their work that we're buying from them will be seen globally, and we can show and sell, not just show and tell, but
Yeah,
show and
go and
sell their
sell.
product. I coined that, by the way.
I love
So
it.
anyway,
Trademark.
why why the urgency? Because the moment is now. They have the capacity to make them. They have the will and the joy to make them, but if we don't find a market for them, then it sits on their shelves, and then they collect dust, and all that. So what impact does it have to the ground artisans? Okay, so tomorrow night we're gonna see them, and we have some friends of ours that are buying that are gonna be there to shop,
Mhm.
so So it's a direct exposure to our friends here in the United States and to put a face to the one who made this. I bought this, I don't know who made it,
Yeah.
right? But if I see our artisans tomorrow night or Saturday morning and they put it on their egg and then they say, okay, I made this and I can make them, custom order them, then I will treasure it more because I know Armilla or Australiata or Anding, that they made it. So the urgency is because the supply is there, the demand is there. So let's find a market for them.
Exactly. It's seems like we've arrived at the sweet spot, the
Yes.
Goldilocks
Yes.
Goldilocks moment. People
Yeah.
are
It's
uh
just right. Yeah. It's
yeah,
not too big. It's not too
that's
small. It's
right.
just right.
It's
Yeah.
just right. Okay. So, this is important. This is the moment, okay? So for
Okay.
everyone who's watching there, who's moved by your story, and the stories of our artisans, what is your message for them in this very moment? Like, what is your call to action?
Okay. So we need the money. we
Basically,
ourselves, we ourselves, we don't have the money either. We have big ideas. We don't have the money. So we don't have money to buy their merchandise, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
let's go fund me, because I've been successful with that. And with I know Father Rex used to tell me that just ask. The worst thing they can do to you is they say no.
yeah,
And will that really bother you? I said no. So
yeah,
then ask, so maybe sometimes I ask too much, but then people respond. So I appreciate them, I have a following of sponsors that would ask me, what project can I do now? And then somebody said today, oh, I thank you so much for doing this. I said, I'm asking you for money and you're thanking me. Miles, if you're there listening, I'm talking about you. But anyway, my direct message is if you can you don't have to donate, but if you have social media, just share and share and share, and like we can go viral.
yeah,
3 years ago, let me backtrack. three
yeah.
years ago, we needed about 500,000 pesos to renovate the Lamehek school where I used to teach.
Yes.
For 50 years, it was never, the president of SM, Sir Redden Ulo, told me that for 50 years, they don't have money to fix the roof.
Mm,
So until it deteriorates to a point that it's leaking. And he brought me there. And I said, oh my goodness, I said, it was brand new when I was teaching here. And then I saw that, okay, why do we stand idly by when we can help? So I went and did the GoFundMe, and people responded. And now the school is again bursting with laughter from the kids who are occupying them. Because for a while, the 360 of them were displaced because they have to close down one of the building. So my message to everybody is you don't have to give big either, big or small. Like right now, our GoFundMe is rising, and but our donations is from $14 to 200. We don't ask for much, but when you put that all together, like last time when we ran a fundraising in 2023, we have probably a total of 300 donors, and that's a lot, yeah, from all over the world, from Australia, from Europe, mostly from the US and all that. Some I don't even know, some strangers. So I also am going to launch tomorrow our favorite 100 by 100 um, matching fund. So it's a challenge. So I will find a donor who will donate 25,000 pesos. And if we raise 25,000 pesos from our students, for artisans and their family, I'm only asking 100 pesos from everybody. If last time we did it, somebody donated, a group of ladies from Marbel. and her friends in Manila. They donated 10,000. I said, I'm only asking $100, but she said,
100
Tita,
pesos.
we believe in your cause.
Ah,
So when we
wow.
launched that, I asked our artisans even, I think give up 1 cup of Starbucks or something like that, a Coke from McDonald's, and all that. So just give up 1 day of that and then donate 100, and I'm sure we'll hit it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, your previous fundraisers, it's been a testament that when a community comes together, we can make big things
Yes.
happen. Kasi if
Bayanihan.
exactly, and that's a very much a Filipino trait, but it doesn't mean that, only Filipinos are invited. Everyone invited, it takes a village to do all of
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
right? If it's just you and me, buying the earrings, it will take us, I don't know, 30 years, right? But if everybody, puts in a little bit and a little bit, it's gonna be
Mhm.
so much easier for everyone, and we get things done. And at the same time, it feels so wonderful to contribute to the preservation, the protection, and the promotion of, cultural heritage such as this, which is quite unique and really something we could be proud of. Culture, it nourishes us, and when we give back, it also gives back to us, right?
It does. And
Even
and the more
situations.
you give, sometimes the more it comes back. You just don't know why, but maybe it's just the way God wants us to do. So
Absolutely, Tita. I definitely believe in that, power of, I don't want to, maybe siguro reciprocity, right?
yeah,
Like,
reciprocity. Yeah,
give and take
exactly.
of life, symbiosis. Ayan na, yung mga terms natin lumalabas. All right. So, okay. All right. We're gonna stop right here because I feel like we could go on for another 2 more hours.
We'll do another one
Yes,
another day.
we will.
Mhm.
We will for
Mhm.
further topics. Okay, so there you go. There you have it, guys. I'm gonna post the link to the GoFundMe for the United States version. At the same time, the 100 by 100 matching challenge as well. And we'll also we're gonna continue to ask you for your help and for your donation until we achieve our mutual goal, because now that you're watching it, you're in this too, we're in this together. Thank you, Tita Prima, for your time. I really appreciate it, and until the next time. All right.
We're a team.
All right, bye bye. Thank you. So yes, we are. Bye bye.